Have you ever stopped to think that something far more powerful than just red blood cells carrying oxygen runs through your veins? That the liquid pulsing in your heart carries ancestral secrets about who you really are? Since the beginning of humanity, blood has always been considered sacred. It's no coincidence that virtually all spiritual traditions around the world treat blood as something mystical, divine, and filled with power. The ancient Egyptians believed blood was the very essence of the soul. The Celts performed protective rituals using blood as a symbol of connection with their ancestors. Even today, when someone says blood of my blood, they're referring to something that goes far beyond genetics. They're talking about a bond that transcends the physical. But here's what science has discovered, which few connect with the spiritual aspect. There are only 4 basic blood types in all of humanity. Just 4. On a planet with over 8 billion people, with infinite variations in personality, culture, and experiences, our blood divides us into only 4 fundamental groups. Each blood type carries a unique energetic frequency, a vibrational signature that determines not only how your body functions, but how your soul expresses itself in this world. When you understand your blood type from this perspective, you unlock a map of your own spiritual essence. Think about it. Your blood was the first thing that formed when you were still just a few cells in your mother's womb. Before your heart, before your brain, before any thought or emotion, your blood was already there, carrying information that goes far beyond DNA. It holds ancestral memory, karmic lessons, the gifts you brought into this life. The ancient masters knew this. They understood that blood is the bridge between the physical and the spiritual, between who we are in this world and what our soul came here to do. That's why blood rituals were so powerful, not because of violence, but because of the connection to that life force that links all living beings. Today, medicine can even save lives through blood transfusions, but it has lost that deeper understanding. We treat blood as if it were just a biological fluid, ignoring that it is the bearer of our spiritual heritage. When you discover the spiritual characteristics of your blood type, you're not just satisfying a curiosity. You are unlocking knowledge that can completely transform how you see your life, your relationships, your challenges, and most importantly, your mission in this world. Each blood type has a unique energy, a specific way of processing life experiences, a particular way of connecting with the universe. Type O carries the primal strength of the warrior, the raw energy of survival and leadership. Type A vibrates on the frequency of harmony, always seeking balance and spiritual perfection. Type B pulses with the energy of freedom, of creativity that accepts no limits. And Type AB, the rarest, combines all these energies in a unique and powerful synthesis, but that's just the beginning. There is also the H factor, this difference between positive and negative that can reveal whether you carry in your blood an even older heritage, possibly connected to lineages that transcend even the earthly origins of humanity. When you understand these differences, you stop trying to be something you're not. You stop fighting against your own nature. You begin to flow with the current of your true essence, and that's when the magic happens. That's when you discover not only who you are, but why you are here. Your blood doesn't lie. The history of humanity is written in your blood. Each blood type represents a different era of human evolution, an ancestral lineage that carries not only physical traits, but also unique energetic and spiritual patterns. Type O emerged first, about 40,000 years ago, when our ancestors were hunter-gatherers. This was the era of great warriors, of explorers who ventured into unknown territories, of leaders who protected their tribes with courage and determination. Type O blood carries this primal heritage, this direct connection to the purest life force of humanity. Then came Type A, around 20,000 years ago, when humans began to settle and develop agriculture. This transition wasn't just about planting seeds in the earth, it was about planting seeds of a new consciousness. Bearers of Type A brought to humanity the art of patience, careful observation, harmony with natural cycles. They were the guardians of wisdom, those who understood that true strength came from cooperation, not confrontation. Type B emerged about 15,000 years ago, born in the Himalayas and spread by nomadic peoples. These were the visionaries, those who couldn't be content with fixed boundaries, whether geographic or mental. Type B blood carries the energy of freedom, the constant quest for new horizons, the ability to adapt to any environment without losing essence. Finally, Type AB appeared only 1,000 years ago, the result of the mixing of people from different lineages. This is the youngest and most complex blood type, carrying within it the synthesis of all the other energies. Bearers of Type AB are bridges between worlds, those who can navigate different realities and vibrational frequencies. Each of these types is not just a biological trait, it's a spiritual tribe. When you discover your blood type, you are discovering which of these ancestral tribes you represent in this life. You are discovering the gifts your ancestors passed down to you and the responsibilities you carry as a bearer of that lineage. This explains why people of the same blood type often feel connected in an inexplicable way. It's not just personality compatibility, it's ancestral recognition. It's one soul recognizing another soul from the same tribe, from the same energetic lineage. Think about how this manifests in your life. Have you ever noticed that you have natural affinities with certain people? That there are types of energy that instinctively attract or repel you? That there are environments where you feel completely at home and others where you can never fully adapt? These are not coincidences. They are echoes of your ancestral heritage manifesting through your blood. When you understand which spiritual tribe you come from, you better understand your instinctive reactions, your inexplicable preferences, your natural gifts. The ancient shamans knew this. They could identify a person's spiritual lineage just by observing their behavior patterns, their natural affinities. They understood that each tribe had a specific role in the great tapestry of human existence. The warriors of Type O were the protectors, those who kept the tribe safe and strong. The harmonizers of Type A were the caregivers, those who maintained peace and stability. The explorers of Type B were the visionaries, those who brought new possibilities and expanded horizons. And the synthesizers of Type AB were the wise ones, those who could integrate all these energies into something greater. This division is not hierarchical. There is no superior or inferior blood type. Each one has its essential function, its unique contribution to the collective evolution of humanity. What happens is that our modern society makes us forget our true nature, forces us to try to be something we are not. Type O, the soul of the primordial warrior. If you have Type O blood, you carry within you the oldest and most powerful energy of humanity. You are a direct descendant of the first leaders, the trailblazers who paved the way for the civilization we know today. Your soul pulses with the primal force that built the world. Type O is not just a blood type, it's a force of nature. When you enter a room, people feel your presence. There is a magnetic energy that emanates from you, a natural authority that doesn't need to be declared because it's simply felt. You were born to lead, but not in the way our modern society understands leadership. You don't lead through titles or corporate hierarchies. You lead through example, courage, and the ability to make tough decisions when everyone else is paralyzed by uncertainty. Your warrior soul manifests in ways you might not even realize. You are naturally protective of the people you love, of the values you believe in, of justice when you see it violated. You can't stand still when you see someone being wronged. It's not a conscious choice, it's an impulse that comes from the deepest part of your being. You have a unique relationship with risk. Where others see danger, you see opportunity. Where others see obstacles, you see challenges to overcome. Your life energy is intense, almost electric. You need movement, action, concrete purpose. Stagnation is your kryptonite. Spiritually, you are a warrior of light. Your mission in this life is to open paths, break barriers, transform impossibilities into realities. You came to this world to be a catalyst for change, an initiator of movements that others will carry forward. But with great power comes great challenges. Your intense energy can be overwhelming for people with more sensitive blood types. You may inadvertently intimidate when your intention is simply to be authentic. Your drive for action can be interpreted as impatience or aggressiveness. Your greatest karmic challenge is learning to channel your primal force with spiritual wisdom. You need to understand that not every battle needs to be fought, not every problem needs to be solved through force. Sometimes, the greatest strength lies in knowing when to retreat, when to be gentle, when to let others take the lead. Your connection to the fire element is evident. You burn with a passion that can both illuminate and scorch. When you are aligned with your higher purpose, that flame warms and inspires everyone around you. When you are misaligned, it can consume not only you, but also your relationships. You have a powerful, almost primitive intuition. You sense danger before it manifests. You recognize opportunities before they become obvious. You read people like an open book, especially when it comes to genuine versus false intentions. Your vital energy is directly connected to your sense of purpose. When you have a clear mission, you are unstoppable. When you feel directionless, you can fall into states of depression or aggression that even you don't understand. You weren't made for mediocrity. You weren't made to live a small, safe, predictable life. You were made for great things, to leave an indelible mark on the world. That doesn't mean you need to be famous or rich. It means you need to be true to your warrior nature. Your soul cries out for authenticity. You can't pretend to be something you're not for long. You need the freedom to be who you truly are, to express your truth without filters. When you try to fit into molds that weren't made for you, you wither. Your gift is courage. Not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite fear. You inspire others to be brave simply by being brave. You show that it's possible to face life head-on, without hiding, without shrinking. Type A, the path of the harmonious soul. If you have Type A blood, your soul chose one of the most delicate and important missions in this existence, to be a guardian of universal harmony. You didn't come into this world to make noise or draw attention. You came to be the thread that weaves peace where there was chaos, the bridge that connects what was separated. Your energy is like a gentle breeze that calms storms. You have the rare gift of walking into a tense environment, and simply by your presence making people feel more centered, more balanced. This is not just a social skill, it's an ancestral spiritual ability. You descend from the lineage of the first farmers, those who understood that true abundance comes from patience, care, and understanding of natural cycles. Your soul carries the wisdom that not everything needs to be conquered by force. Some of the most valuable things in life grow slowly, with attention and love. You are naturally intuitive, especially when it comes to subtle energies. You can sense when someone is struggling, even when they try to hide it. You detect tensions in environments before they turn into open conflicts. You have an inner antenna that picks up frequencies others don't even know exist. Your pursuit of perfection is not vanity, it's a spiritual necessity. You instinctively understand that every detail matters, that how you do something is just as important as what you do. You can't bring yourself to deliver something that doesn't align with your inner standards of excellence. This can be both a blessing and a curse. Your ability to see imperfections allows you to create truly beautiful things, but it can also paralyze you when you become overly critical of yourself. You need to learn that spiritual perfection is not about never making mistakes, it's about always striving to grow. You have a special connection with nature. Plants grow better under your care. Animals feel safe in your presence. You intuitively understand that everything in nature has a purpose, a place, a harmonious function in the grand scheme of things. Your sensitivity is a superpower disguised as fragility. You feel deeply both pain and joy. You are capable of genuine empathy, because you truly experience others' emotions as if they were your own. This makes you a natural healer, even if you've never formally studied therapy. You have a deep need for order and meaning. Chaos drains you physically and emotionally. You need structure, routines that make sense, environments that reflect inner peace. This isn't rigidity, it's a way of creating sacred space where your soul can flourish. Spiritually, you are an emotional alchemist. You have the ability to transform negative energy into positive, conflict into understanding, fear into love. You do this not through grand dramatic gestures, but through small, consistent acts of kindness and understanding. Your greatest karmic lesson is learning to value your gentle nature in a world that often rewards aggressiveness. You may feel pressured to be more assertive, more competitive, more strong in the traditional sense. But your true strength lies in your ability to persist with grace, to maintain your integrity even when others lose theirs. Your intuition works through subtle feelings and impressions that come to you like whispers. You need silence and tranquility to hear these inner messages. Loud or chaotic environments can disconnect you from your source of inner wisdom. Type B, the nomadic and visionary soul. If you have type B blood, you carry within you the freest and most creative energy of humanity. You are a descendant of the great nomads, the explorers who never accepted that there were limits to where they could go or what they could become. Your soul is fundamentally rebellious not out of defiance, but from spiritual necessity. You weren't made for boxes, labels, or societal expectations that try to define you. You are a spirit in constant motion, always seeking new horizons, new possibilities, new ways to experience life. This isn't instability, it's constant evolution. Your mind works differently. While others follow linear paths, you see shortcuts, unusual connections, possibilities no one else can see. You're the kind of person who finds creative solutions to problems others thought were impossible to solve. You have a unique relationship with freedom. To you, freedom isn't just a political or social concept, it's a vital need. You need space to move, to experiment, to be different every day if you so choose. Excessive restrictions literally suffocate you. Your energy is magnetic and unpredictable. You can be the most charismatic person in the room one moment and crave total solitude the next. You flow between different states of being with a natural ease that can confuse those who don't understand your complex nature. You are naturally adaptable. You can feel at home anywhere in the world because you carry your home within yourself. You don't attach to places or things, you attach to experiences, to memories, to genuine connections with people who respect your free nature. Spiritually, you are a pioneer. You came into this world to expand boundaries, to show that there are more ways to live than society usually accepts. You are a living example that it's possible to be authentic and still be successful. Your greatest karmic challenge is learning to balance your need for freedom with your need for connection. You need people in your life, but they need to understand and respect your nature. You need to learn how to grow roots without feeling imprisoned. You have a natural connection with the air element. Your mind is like the wind, always in motion, always bringing new ideas, always changing direction when needed. You think quickly, speak quickly, move quickly through life experiences. Your intuition works through sudden insights and inspirations that come like lightning bolts. You might have a revolutionary idea in the middle of a casual conversation, or find the solution to an old problem while doing something completely unrelated. Type AB, the hybrid and mystical soul. If you have type AB blood, you are literally a masterpiece of human evolution. You carry within you the synthesis of all the energies of the other blood types, creating a unique combination that is both ancient and futuristic. You are rare, only 4% of the world's population shares your blood type, and this physical rarity reflects an even greater spiritual rarity. You are a bridge soul. You came into this world with a specific mission to connect different realities, different perspectives, different ways of being. You can understand the type O warrior, the harmony of type A, and the freedom of type B because you carry a bit of each within you. Your nature is fundamentally paradoxical, and this can be both your greatest strength and your greatest source of internal confusion. You can be intensely social and deeply solitary in the same day. You can be extremely organized in some areas of life and completely chaotic in others. You can be rational and mystical, practical and visionary, all at the same time. This complexity is not a flaw, it's your most sacred trait. You are like a diamond with multiple facets, each reflecting a different light depending on the angle. People who try to fit you into a single category will always fail because you weren't made to be categorized. You have a unique ability to see multiple perspectives simultaneously. While others get stuck in a single way of seeing a situation, you can perceive partial truths in different viewpoints. This makes you a natural mediator, someone who can find solutions where others see only irreconcilable conflicts. Spiritually, you are an alchemist. You have the ability to transform opposing energies into harmonious syntheses. You can take elements that seem incompatible and create something new, something that transcends the limitations of the original components. Your intuition is multidimensional. You don't just receive impressions, you receive complex information that comes through multiple channels at once. You might have a physical sensation about a situation, a mental vision about its possibilities, and an emotional understanding of its deeper meanings, all at the same time. This can be overwhelming at times. You may feel like you're tuned into multiple radio frequencies at once, picking up too much information to process comfortably. You need to learn how to filter this information, to choose which frequency to focus on at each moment. You have a special relationship with time. You can see patterns that repeat through different eras, connections between the past and future that others miss. You may experience déjà vu frequently or have feelings of having lived certain situations before. Your greatest karmic lesson is learning to embrace your complexity without getting lost in it. You may have a tendency to fragment yourself, to try to satisfy all the different facets of your nature at once. You need to learn that it is possible to be complex and still be integrated. You are a natural receiver of subtle energies. You can perceive changes in the energetic environment before they manifest physically. You can sense when someone is going through inner transformations, even when they themselves are not yet aware of it. Your spiritual mission is to help humanity evolve beyond divisions and polarizations. You came to show that it is possible to integrate opposites, to be multiple without being fragmented, to embrace complexity without losing coherence. You have a unique ability to catalyze deep transformations in the people around you. Your presence awakens in others the courage to embrace their own contradictions, to stop trying to be simple when they are in fact complex. You are a guardian of mysteries. You have access to information that comes from higher planes of consciousness. You may have prophetic dreams, insights about the future, or sudden understandings of universal truths that you can't explain rationally. When you fully embrace your hybrid and mystical nature, you become a catalyst for the collective evolution of humanity. You demonstrate that it is possible to transcend limitations, integrate opposites, and create entirely new realities from the synthesis of seemingly incompatible elements. You are literally the future of human consciousness, manifesting in the present. Before moving on to the RH factor, get ready to take the next step in your personal and spiritual evolution. In the Quantum Thinking Challenge, over 21 days you'll gain access to exercises and practices to reprogram your mind, align your energy, and start co-creating a new reality. The success stories I've received are truly inspiring. Could the next transformation story be yours? Check the first pinned comment. Now we arrive at the deepest and most controversial mystery of all, the RH factor. If basic blood types reveal your tribal lineage, the RH factor may reveal something far more extraordinary, a heritage that possibly transcends the earthly origins of humanity. When you are Rh positive, you carry in your blood a protein shared with rhesus monkeys. It is a clear connection to earthly evolution, a genetic bridge that links us directly to the tree of life on our planet. But when you are H negative, you carry something completely different, an absence that may be more significant than any presence. Only 15% of the world's population is Rh negative, but this minority carries characteristics that defy conventional explanations. If you are H negative, you may have noticed that you possess abilities others consider unusual. Heightened psychic sensitivity, the ability to sense energies others cannot, intuition that borders on clairvoyance. The question that has intrigued scientists and mystics for decades is, where did this Rh negative lineage come from? Why is it so rare? And why is it associated with traits that seem to transcend normal human limitations? When an Rh negative mother carries an Rh positive baby, her body treats the fetus as an alien invader, creating antibodies to attack it. This doesn't happen with any other human genetic incompatibility. It's as if two different species are trying to coexist, two lineages that weren't originally meant to mix. Ancient esoteric traditions speak of this. They mention the arrival of star children, beings who brought advanced knowledge to primitive humanity. They speak of lineages that carry memories of other worlds, other dimensions, other forms of existence. If you are H negative, you may have experienced phenomena you cannot fully explain. You may have vivid dreams about places you've never visited, but that feels strangely familiar. You may feel an inexplicable longing when looking at the stars, as if you're looking homeward. Your energetic sensitivity is amplified. You can feel the energy of places even before entering them. You may struggle in crowded places because you absorb others' emotions like a sponge. You need more alone time than most people to recharge your energy. You may have abilities you consider normal, but that others find extraordinary. Maybe you've always known when someone was going to call before the phone rang. Maybe you have dreams that later come true. Maybe you just know things without being able to explain how you learned them. This doesn't mean you are better or worse than Rh positive people. It means you are different. You carry a heritage that may connect you to aspects of existence that transcend ordinary human experience. You are like an antenna tuned to frequencies others can't detect. Spiritually, H negative individuals often feel like foreigners in this world. Not because they are antisocial, but because they perceive layers of reality that others don't see. You may feel more connected to spiritual dimensions than to material aspects of life. Your mission may be related to helping humanity expand its consciousness, to connect with broader realities. You may be a carrier of energetic codes that help raise the collective vibration of the planet. But this sensitivity also brings unique challenges. You may feel overwhelmed in energetically dense environments. You may struggle to turn off your psychic perception. You may feel isolated because you perceive things others can't see or understand. Science teaches us about blood compatibility for transfusions and transplants, but there is a much deeper layer to this story. One that may explain why certain people come into our lives and fit perfectly, while others, no matter how hard we try, always seem to be on different frequencies. When you meet someone with whom you have natural blood compatibility, you are encountering more than a romantic partner, a friend, or a compatible colleague. You are meeting someone whose energetic essence harmoniously resonates with yours, someone whose soul speaks the same language as your soul. Think about how this manifests in real life. Have you ever met someone and felt an inexplicable, instant connection? As if you had known each other for years, even though you just met? As if there were a familiarity that transcends any shared experience in this life? This happens because compatible souls recognize each other through energetic signatures that are partially encoded in the blood. When two blood types are naturally compatible, there is a vibrational harmony that facilitates not just physical exchanges, but also emotional and spiritual exchanges. Type O, being the universal donor, has a spiritual nature that easily adapts to other energies. People with type O blood often feel comfortable in relationships with any other type because their soul has this natural capacity to nurture and protect other souls, regardless of their specific characteristics. Type AB, being the universal receiver, has a nature that embraces and integrates different energies. People with type AB blood can form deep connections with any type because their soul is programmed to find harmony and diversity, to build bridges where others see only differences. But compatibility goes beyond universal patterns. When you meet someone with the same blood type, you find a mirror of the soul. You share not only similar personality traits, but also similar karmic challenges, complementary spiritual missions, and similar ways of processing life experiences. This explains why relationships between people of the same blood type can be intensely harmonious or intensely challenging. You are reflecting both your gifts and unresolved shadows in each other. Blood incompatibility also has its spiritual purpose. When you are in a relationship with someone whose blood is not naturally compatible with yours, you are being invited to grow, to expand your limits, to learn different ways of loving and connecting. These relationships may take more work, but they can also be the most transformative. They force you out of your energetic comfort zone to develop aspects of your personality that might remain dormant in easier relationships. The RH factor adds another layer of complexity. RH-negative people often feel more connected to other RH-negative individuals, not out of exclusivity, but due to mutual recognition of a shared sensitivity. They understand each other on a level that goes beyond words. Relationships between RH-positive and RH-negative can be fascinating and challenging. The AH-positive may help the AH-negative feel more grounded in physical reality, while the AH-negative can help the AH-positive expand their perception to more subtle dimensions of existence. This doesn't mean you should choose relationships based solely on blood compatibility. True love transcends all limitations, including energetic ones. But understanding these dynamics can help you navigate relationships with more awareness and compassion. When you meet someone new, pay attention not just to shared interests or physical attraction. Observe how you feel energetically in that person's presence. Do you feel energized or drained, calm or agitated, inspired or limited? These sensations may be giving you information about energetic compatibility that goes far beyond surface-level compatibility. Your soul is constantly assessing whether other souls are allies on your growth journey or necessary challenges for your evolution. Karmic relationships often involve incompatibilities that need to be worked through and resolved. You're together not because it's easy, but because you have spiritual work to do with each other, lessons to learn, old patterns to heal. Soulmate relationships, on the other hand, often flow with a natural ease that may even be startling at first. Their synchronicity, mutual understanding, a ease of communication that feels almost telepathic. It's time to turn all this knowledge into practical action. Each blood type has natural affinities with different forms of energy, elements, crystals, and spiritual practices. When you align your practices with your blood nature, you exponentially amplify the results. For type O, sacred warrior rituals. If you have type O blood, your energy responds best to practices that honor your fiery and active nature. Static meditations might frustrate you. You need dynamic practices that channel your natural intensity. Start your day with a moving meditation. This could be a mindful walk, vigorous breathwork, or even free-form dance where you allow your energy to express itself uncensored. You connect with the divine through action, not passivity. Your power crystals are those that amplify strength and courage. Red garnet for life energy, hematite for grounding, smoky quartz for energetic protection, and carnelian for confidence. Carry them or use them in meditations before situations that require leadership. Your element is fire, so rituals with candles are especially powerful for you. Light a red candle when you need courage, a gold one when you need leadership, a white one when you need clarity about your mission. Watch the flames and allow them to awaken the sacred fire within you. Practice mantras that reinforce your protective nature. I am strength in gentleness. I lead with wisdom. My courage serves the greater good. Repeat them with intensity, like a warrior preparing for battle. For Type A, sacred harmony rituals. Your Type A energy thrives in gentle contemplative practices that honor your natural pursuit of perfection and harmony. You need rituals that calm your mind and nurture your sensitivity. Your main practice should be silent meditation, preferably at dawn when the world's energy is most tranquil. Sit in an organized and beautiful space, breathe deeply, and allow your mind to find the silence where your soul whispers its truths. Your ally crystals are those that promote peace and healing. Rose quartz for unconditional love, amethyst for mental tranquility, green fluorite for emotional balance, and selenite for energetic purification. Keep them in your sacred space and touch them whenever you feel overwhelmed. Your element is earth, so garden rituals are deeply healing for you. Plant seeds while visualizing your dreams growing. Care for plants as a form of prayer. Walk barefoot on grass to reconnect with the grounding energy of Mother Earth. Create daily gratitude rituals. Keep a journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Your Type A soul is nourished by recognizing the beauty and abundance that already exist in your life. For Type B, sacred freedom rituals. Your Type B energy needs flexible practices that honor your need for movement and change. Rigid rituals can suffocate you. You need structures that allow for spontaneity. Practice walking meditation, preferably in different places each day. Let your feet choose the path while your mind explores new insights. Your divine connection happens in movement, in exploration, in constant discovery. Your crystals are those that stimulate creativity and expansion. Citrine for inspiration, turquoise for elevated communication, amazonite for emotional freedom, and labradorite for psychic awakening. Move them around regularly. Stagnant energy doesn't work for you. Your element is air, so breathwork is essential. Try different techniques. Alternate nostril breathing for balance, deep breathing for expansion, rapid breathing for energizing. Let your intuition guide which technique to use each day. Create weekly renewal rituals. Each week, change something in your space. Try a new practice. Explore a different place. Your soul needs constant novelty to stay alive and inspired. For Type AB, sacred integration rituals. Your unique Type AB nature needs practices that honor your complexity and your capacity for synthesis. You can alternate between different types of practices, creating a hybrid approach that reflects your multifaceted nature. Practice polarity meditation. Dedicate half the time to active practices, like mantras or visualizations, and half to receptive practices, like silence or contemplation. This honors all aspects of your nature. Your crystals are those that facilitate integration and transcendence. Clear quartz for amplification, purple fluorite for spiritual connection, moldavite for transformation, and ametrine for polarity balance. Use different combinations for different needs. You work with all the elements, so create rituals that integrate them. Light a candle, fire, burn incense, air, use a glass of water, and keep crystals, earth, on a central altar. This represents your ability to unify seemingly opposing energies. Develop synthesis rituals. At the end of each day, reflect on how seemingly contradictory experiences can actually be complementary. Write about how different aspects of yourself can work together in harmony. Universal practice. The sacred blood ritual. Regardless of your type, there is one powerful practice everyone can do. Place your hand on your heart, feel your blood pulsing, and repeat, "My blood carries the wisdom of my ancestors, the strength of my present, and the potential of my future. I honor the life that flows through me." Do this whenever you need to reconnect with your deepest essence. Your blood is your first teacher, your most trusted guide, your closest ally on the journey of life.